The message, "Dear child, your special person's New Year's night was different from anyone else's," serves as an invitation to dive into a deeper realm of understanding, urging us to look beyond the surface of everyday life and typical emotional experiences. It suggests that what we perceive on the outside is only a fraction of the story, especially when it concerns those we love. These words beckon us to explore the intricate and hidden layers of the human heart, emotions, and the complexities of relationships. This is not merely a commentary on a festive night, but an invitation to explore the more profound dimensions of emotional struggles, growth, and transformation. New Year's Eve is typically seen as a night of celebration, fireworks, laughter, and hope for the future. For many, it's an evening marked by joy, resolutions, and a sense of collective optimism. However, the message above asks us to consider that not everyone experiences the night in this way. For your special person, this night was different. It was not just another celebration, but a deeply introspective experience, one marked by emotional confrontation and unmasking truths that had been buried beneath the surface for far too long. In this context, the message becomes an invitation to see things from your special person's perspective and to understand that their experience was layered with emotions far beyond what might be visible to others. Their night was not filled with the typical outward expressions of joy and excitement. Instead, it was a night of profound internal reckoning, a confrontation with buried feelings, suppressed fears, and unresolved emotions. This night was a turning point, not in the way that a New Year's Eve celebration is often anticipated, but in a deeply personal and transformative way. The angel's words in the message guide us toward a deeper awareness, an awareness that is not simply about recognizing the surface-level emotions your special person may have shown, but about understanding the internal journey they were undergoing. Their experience was one of emotional unburdening, a moment where they faced their inner struggles and acknowledged parts of themselves they had long denied or pushed aside. This introspection was not a passing moment of fleeting sadness or melancholy, but a pivotal and transformative realization, one that had the potential to alter the course of their life. As the angel speaks, it becomes clear that this New Year's Eve was not just a marker of time, but a moment of self-confrontation. This night was not about fleeting promises of change, resolutions that might be forgotten in the coming weeks, or the usual external trappings of celebration. It was about an internal awakening, the quiet reflection and self-awareness your special person experienced were not signs of defeat or sadness, but of growth, a confrontation with the truths they had been avoiding, and a critical opportunity for healing. In the face of the world's celebration, your special person found themselves burdened with emotions they had long ignored or repressed. The usual distractions of the holiday season could not mask the deep-rooted feelings that came to the surface. For them, the turning of the year became less about the collective joy of the world and more about a deeply personal, emotional unraveling. It was a night of emotional exposure where long-hidden pain, regret, and vulnerability could no longer be contained. The idea of emotional reckoning, so central to this message, is essential in understanding the true nature of the night. The New Year's Eve celebration was not a time of external joy for your special person. It was a moment of profound emotional introspection. The power of the angel's message lies in its ability to illuminate this truth, that sometimes what is most important in life is not what we see on the outside, but the internal emotional landscape that each person carries with them. Your special person's celebration was not about the external festivities, but about the internal awakening to their own vulnerability and emotional pain. This confrontation with hidden emotions, however difficult, is ultimately a transformative experience. The emotions that were unearthed, whether they were related to past mistakes, unresolved grief, or unacknowledged fears, hold the potential to reshape not only how your special person relates to themselves, but also how they engage with others, including you. In this way, their experience on New Year's Eve is not an isolated event, but part of a larger process of personal transformation. The angel's message reveals that this night, though painful and raw, was a step toward healing. It was an opportunity for your special person to shed the layers of fear and shame that had been constricting their emotional growth. Confronting their vulnerability was not an easy task, but it was a necessary one. Through this confrontation, they could begin to understand their emotions and fears more clearly, giving them the ability to heal and grow. The night was not about simply acknowledging past mistakes or dealing with loss. It was about finding a way to move forward. This emotional exposure is not something that comes without fear. As the angel's words suggest, the fear your special person experienced was not just about confronting painful memories or emotions. It was also about the fear of being vulnerable. In many ways, vulnerability can be viewed as a weakness, particularly in a world that often values strength and self-sufficiency over emotional openness. But the message the angel brings is clear. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It is, in fact, the doorway to connection, healing, and transformation. It is only when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to face our emotions head-on, that true healing can begin. The message also makes it clear that your special person's struggle is not a reflection of their feelings toward you. The silence they may have exhibited, the emotional distance they might have placed between themselves and others, is not an indication of a lack of love or care. On the contrary, their silence often comes from a place of fear, a fear of not being understood or of being rejected if they open up. It is not that they do not love you, but that they are afraid of being too much, too vulnerable, or too raw. Their internal struggle is not a sign of failure, but a sign of deep care and concern for you. The angel encourages you to look beyond this silence and to recognize it as a manifestation of their internal conflict. They are not avoiding you or rejecting your love. Rather, they are grappling with their own emotions. The difficulty they have in expressing themselves does not mean they are closing off from you. It means they are trying to protect both you and themselves from the emotional turmoil they are experiencing. This struggle is a sign of their own vulnerability and deep emotional care, not a sign of emotional detachment. The angel's message encourages you to approach your special person with compassion, patience, and understanding. The emotions they are grappling with, regret, fear, uncertainty, are not obstacles to be overcome, but invitations to support them as they navigate this complex emotional journey. This is not about fixing them or solving their problems. It is about being there with them, offering a steady presence as they work through their emotional growth. The idea of a prayer mentioned in the message underscores the idea of divine support and guidance in this transformative journey. This prayer is not just about seeking courage for your special person, but about invoking a higher power to guide both of you through the emotional turbulence that has been stirred up. It is a prayer for healing, for strength, and for the divine help needed to navigate the complexities of fear, regret, and vulnerability. The prayer acknowledges the profound power of love as the transformative force that can help overcome these obstacles and lead both of you toward healing. The angel's message ultimately carries a message of hope. The New Year's Eve experience, while difficult, is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a new chapter. This emotional reckoning is not a finality, but the start of a new phase of growth and transformation. While the journey ahead will not be easy, it offers the promise of a deeper, more authentic connection between you and your special person. As you walk alongside them through this emotional awakening, you have the opportunity to build a relationship rooted in trust, vulnerability, and understanding. The message closes with a powerful question. Are you ready to walk this path together? Are you prepared to face the hidden truths and allow love to guide you both toward transformation? The road ahead may be long and filled with challenges, but it will lead to something stronger, more resilient, and more beautiful than you can imagine. With love, patience, and a willingness to support each other through this emotional journey, the transformation that awaits will not only change your special person, but will change the very nature of your relationship, creating a bond that is deeper and more meaningful than ever before. In this journey of transformation, remember that both of you are not alone. The heavens, the divine, and the power of love itself are all there, supporting and guiding you as you move forward. What lies ahead is a path toward healing, connection, and a love that is stronger for having faced the challenges together. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe this channel to get more update related to this series. Must share it with you, friends, and loved one. And stay tuned.